Hey everybody, Jem Schofield here with the C47 and another episode of Gearbox. Labor Day's over and I'm starting to think about the fall or autumn, and it's kind of a funky time of year because, at least for me historically and a lot of people that I know, August is sort of this dead month, beginning of September kind of dead. If you have kids, you're sort of going through that transition where you're getting them back to school, and then it's really about starting up with work again. I have 3 meetings tomorrow, which is a good indication that things are going to start to pop again, and some interesting projects, both internal and also for other clients, and also starting to get back into the conference and workshop mode for stuff. I have a couple of things coming up. Probably first one I should tell you guys about is in October, towards the beginning of October, and that is Postapalooza, which happens in Michigan, just north, well, actually a little bit further than just north of Detroit. And it's a conference that focuses primarily on post-production for Apple, Adobe, and Avid-based solutions. There are a bunch of instructors and 2 full days of instruction that go on every year. It's a very reasonable conference. It's a very small conference. And if you're anywhere from between, well, just anywhere, basically, Detroit's easy to get to, and you just hop in a rental car and you go up there. And I'll put the link there to the conference so you can check it out. But I'm going to be going there a couple of days early, and I'm going to be teaching an HD DSLR workshop for 10 to 15 people. And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to be teaching post classes primarily focused on Final Cut Studio. So it's something I do every year. I'm also going to do a green screen thing. There's this great thing called 60 and 60. And the instructor quality is very, very high. And I really like it because it's sort of an intimate conference. It doesn't have that kind of trade show at the same time thing going on. And Steve Julin, who runs it, is a great guy. And it's very, very solid. So, you know, there's usually about 150 to 200 people, and now is the time to sign up for that. So if you're interested, check it out. The second thing is, at the end of October, I'll be talking about this some more. I'll be doing an HD DSLR 1-week boot camp with Josh Apter at Manhattan Edit Workshop. And the nice thing about this is that it's going to get to dig into documentary style filmmaking a little bit more. Everybody's going to have more time to shoot, more time to edit. And we're even going to do a little screening at the end of everybody's work. So that's going to be cool. Other stuff that I have on my mind are kits for HD DSLR cameras. I'm actually putting some stuff together right now. And one of the questions that I get, probably more than any, which is not surprising, which is probably why Philip Bloom put a whole post together recently about this, is what lens or lenses to get when you're buying your camera system. Now, I'm going to just talk a little bit about the 60D right now. I'm no longer talking about the T2i/550D because I think that for a little bit more money, you're getting a lot more camera with that 60D as a starter entry-level camera. And people are going to want to know when they buy that body what lens to get. My feeling is, if you want a good all-around zoom lens that you can use for a lot of things, I would recommend the 24-105 f4 L lens from Canon. Sorry about that, guys. What is with these early morning things? I need more. There's a coffee. It's down there. So this lens, the 24-105, is giving you approximately a 37, 38 millimeter to about 168 millimeter effective angle of view. So it acts, because of that crop sensor, like that type of lens. So it's not the widest lens in the world. It's also not the fastest lens at an f4, but it's a great all-around interview documentary style lens. You can do a lot. It is L glass, so you're getting that quality there. And I use the 70-200 f4 on my 5D Mark II, the full frame sensor camera, for interviews all the time. And usually those are lit or they're outside, so I'm using reflectors and bounce to, you know, supplement the light that's being used. So I'm not looking for the fastest lens in the world in that type of situation. The 70-200 is also a good option, gives you a lot of length, but I think that that sweet spot there is at 24-105 on something like the 60D. Now, if you're going to get that lens and you're going to use that as sort of your all-around lens, you have to get a couple of fast lenses in that kit. And I would recommend getting either a 28mm or a 35mm f1.4 a used manual lens, get an adapter for it, and then also get a 50mm f1.4. If you can get them faster, that's great, but you need a nice fast lens, or a couple of nice fast lenses to supplement that 24 to 105. And truth be told, if you're doing interviews and you need that extra light, if you're doing something like a sit-down interview, if you throw that 50mm lens onto your 60D or on the 7D, it's going to effectively be an 80mm lens, and that's a great focal length for interviews. Same thing with something like a 35mm. It's going to effectively be close to a 50mm lens, and that's a great focal length also for stuff, and especially when you're running around, the 50mm is fantastic. So those are my thoughts on sort of starter lenses. There's so many other lenses out there. You can go with a 16 to 35 f2.8, a 17 to 40 f4. You can go with the 24 to 70 f2.8. You can go with the 70 to 200. But if you're looking for that one lens, okay, so it's not as fast and the barrel moves in and out of the lens. It's not an internal barrel that moves when you change the focal length. But I think for interview type stuff, and again, dock style, it's a great option for a camera like that. And you're spending the same as, if not a little bit more, on that lens than you did for the camera body, but that's an investment that can go to any of the other Canon cameras, and I think is a wise choice. So there you go. Those are my thoughts for today. That's some of the stuff that I have coming up, and I will see you guys next time on Gearbox.